Yeah.
All right, Sunday is a big milestone for East Tennessee. It marks 30 years of Dollywood.
Yeah, and you know you can't throw a celebration without the one and only Dolly Parton. She is the grand marshal of her own parade. She's making her way towards Lauren Davis and Kyle Granger right now, guys.
Yep. Yeah, we are live here at Dollywood for the 30th anniversary celebration of Dollywood, and the crowd getting very excited because Dolly's going to roll through here in just a few minutes.
You know, this is something that Dolly traditionally does when she is here on the park, and she'll roll through, do a park tour, talk with some of the guests, and it's a real treat for people who maybe come here all the time, and for those who happen to make it on that day that she is here, it's a real treat for those people. You can just feel the energy from those folks.
Yeah, everyone's starting to get really excited, starting to get their cameras out. I talked to a little girl just a second ago, and she's like, who are we going to see? I was like, Dolly Parton. So even the youngest generation is starting to get excited about seeing Dolly.
And of course, Dollywood opening in 1986, 30 seasons ago, started with about 500 employees. Now about 2,500 employees, adding 500 more once the resort gets to rolling coming up here this summer. That's a lot of people that have been put back to work here in Sevier County, not to mention all the food. And coming up at 4:30, we're going to take a look at some of that food and how much is consumed here at Dollywood, of course winning the award traditionally for best food here, and also the friendliest. Some of the employees that have been here for 30 years, they find that as one of the things that they really like to take the pride in, and knowing that they are one of the friendliest parks.
Well, it's really neat when you actually drive through here. From the parking attendants to the people who work in the park, they're all from here. They talk to you. It's just a real good southern feel from the people who work here, and you can tell they're from around here. And that's another thing too, the food. When you walk through here, that's one thing that you notice first off is the smell of that food. All the funnel cakes, the hot dogs. I mean, we're right outside of the Dogs and Taters store, so a lot of food here.
And we celebrated earlier today. Dolly came and sung and did a bunch of stuff. We celebrated some of those awards, the food, the friendliness, all throughout these 30 seasons as Dollywood. Of course, Dolly on hand, you can see in some of the video from earlier this morning, she sung with some of her traditional songs, the 9 to 5, Islands in the Stream. She sung with her brother Randy, a real treat for folks in the audience, as well as many other folks that have performed here on the park over the years were here as well, performing this morning. Then we got a flashback and a surprise from Dolly. Everyone in the audience walked away with a Dollywood vacation.
I know.
And can you believe that it has been 30 years? And I know, that's amazing. And I look pretty much the same.
Of course, 2.5 million people each and every year walk through the gates here at Dollywood. Again, we're waiting for Dolly to come through the area right here. We're kind of looking over the hill here. You know, this area where we're standing simply was the employee parking lot before 1986. This was Silver Dollar City. Some people do remember that, and we're going to look more at the history coming up here on Local 8 News.
All right, but right now we're waiting on Dolly to come here. We're going to send it back to you in the studio, and as soon as we see her, we're going to come back out here, and we're going to be able to talk to Dolly for you live right here at Dollywood.
And a lot of people just can't, you know, people in East Tennessee cannot get enough of Dolly Parton. So a lot of people sticking around to see her. But we also have a Dollywood special that's airing tonight.
Coming up this evening, right here on WVLT. So make sure you tune in for that. But as soon as they get Dolly, okay, we're going to go back out there, okay? It's not easy landing.